What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Dusty Gremlin Garage. Today we're going to be changing the brakes. Oh, that's good. Well, I guess we're doing one side at a time. Remember, knock them all loose before you jack up your vehicle. Otherwise, it's going to be real fun trying to do it. So here we are. Looks gross. Now, the calipers on my truck, because it's a pre-runner, are fixed type. So you got these two pins that hold the brake pads in, plus this anti-rattle clip. Don't even have to take the caliper off. Today, for me, I'm changing all of it, rotors and pads. So I'll go ahead and take the caliper off. The only difference between a fixed type and a floating type is on a fixed type, now stick with me, this is super race car stuff. On floating types you have one or two pistons on the inboard side and it squeezes the caliper. On fixed type you have pistons on both sides that push the pads in to the rotor. Alright, let's try to get this caliper off. Might need a bigger ratchet. These things are stuck in here. Got me a cheater bar. So we'll see if I can get these off. Put a little PB blaster on the one. Got the bottom one off, the top one is being a bit stubborn. And if you recognize that cheater bar, why yes, I did take it off with my jack. Bring it back when I got it broken loose. Good grief. Then you get those vibrations you feel when you hit the brake pedal. All of this stuff. It takes a lot to work that big chunk of metal. Like to actually work it. Everybody says it's a work. The brakes are work. But a lot of times it's just this dirt. Unevenly worn pads. Things like that. So let's get that cleaned up first. So this is going to take forever. Could I use a power drill to make it faster? Absolutely. Do I have one here with the proper cleaning attachments? No. So I'm going to be doing it by hand for the next 25 years. I'll bring it back when it looks nice. Alright. Now, is that perfect? Nope. Is it better? Yep. This part, I don't care about. The brake rotor doesn't sit on that. Okay. Let's see. Get this stuff out of my way. Almost. Help me out here. Good grief. Alright, so the caliper has a hard line on it, which is super annoying. And I didn't want to take it off. So will it be easier if you take this off? A bazillion%, yes. But I didn't do that. Because I like the struggle. Squeeze the pads out of the way some more. Ooh. Alright, let's get these pads out of here. See, just a little clip. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but it's small. Clip number 2. This right here, and a rattle pin, and it hooks in on these bottom holes of your pads right there. Pins out. Oh, see, 2 of these, 2 pins with some special clips, and that's what holds your pads in. Now I gotta clean this up. We'll do that in just a second. Let's get this other one out. Remember, always inhale the brake dust. It's good for you. Don't do that. Here's your anti-rattle clip. I've got new ones. And here, ooh. Now this is the brake pad. It's I mean, it's got plenty of life on it. It doesn't look bad at all, pad-wise. I think the only thing I've done to these is, I think I had new pads a few years ago, and they turned the rotors. You saw the old rotor. So I decided to get all new ones. These ones are Toyotas, the ones I got are Wagners. The Toyotas were super expensive. Wagners will work. Now before I put the new one in, I'm gonna make sure that these are pushed in all the way. Yes, I know these aren't the right type of pliers or tool or anything like that, but you know what? That's what's kind of cool about doing this work. Do I have the tools to do everything that I've been making videos on, right? So far, faster? Yep. But not everybody has those tools. So if I can show you guys that this stuff is really easy to do with just the most basic of hand tools, and a lot cheaper. You don't have to go out and buy hundreds or thousands of dollars of tools. I needed something to squeeze. On hand, I had wire strippers. Also got some van pliers. Jaws weren't wide enough to squeeze it down, so I use the wire stripper ones. I'm not using tons of force. Clean up in here. Ooh, delicious. That's the stuff you really want to breathe in. This brush, I've had it for, I don't know how many years. It's pretty beat up. Could I go buy a new one? Could I get brush cups for a drill and stuff like that? Yeah, I've even got them. But so I've got multiple socket sets, I've got multiple power tools, I've got special tools. You don't need all of that unless that's something you're doing on a regular, because then it makes it quicker. Or if you're doing it for money, you want to do it quick, so you get stuff that makes your job move quicker, more efficiently. Here, I'm just at home. Most of my tools are at work. I'm not going to go into work and grab a couple tools every time I want to work on my truck. I just work with what I got. So, let's get these new pads. So you can see, here's the two pads. So you see the difference here. This is the inboard side. It's got the, when your brakes squeal, because they're getting worn, that's what that does. Once they get down to a certain point, this starts contacting the rotor and makes that god-awful squeal noise. That's like your little brake wear indicator to tell you time to change your brakes. Alright, brake loop. Just gonna put this on the backs of the pads here. Helps keep them from sticking, making noise, heat dissipate. I don't know what it does entirely. I just know it's a good idea to put this on. Now, just like my spark plugs, this is the first time I've ever put brake lube on anything I've done a brake job on, any of my personal stuff. So, it's a very good idea. Good practice. But if you forget, it's okay. Not the end of the world. Just do not put it on the friction material over your rotor. That would ruin everything. That would make the brakes not brake anymore. Yeah. You know, if you were to put this stuff on the friction side of your brake pads, it'd be a whole lot like putting an armor all on your steering wheel or your pedals. Don't freaking do that. Not safe. These is coming way handier to pry with than there we go. Oh. Incorrect. Let me lube-a-doob-a-doob it with my super special purple ceramic. Whatever. Are you supposed to do this? Seems like a good idea. If it's not, somebody should leave a comment down below and tell me, you idiot, don't do that. Alright, so these two right here clip right in there, slide it in like that because your pin's going to come through here and hold the rest of it in place. So I'm going to torque these down, change out the passenger side. I'll bring you guys back for the adjustment. In order to make the adjustment of the brake pads, it's pretty simple. Turn the truck on, short strokes on the brake pedal, except first, when you first start it, it feels like there's nothing there because the brake pads are not touching the rotor. Pump the brake, then turn it off, check the fluid level, checked, see, it's under there. Good Lord, got a little bit dirty, and that was just the front brakes. Now we got to do the rear brakes, drums, yay, oh God. Alright, time for the rear brakes. I know, my hands are clean now. Different day. So let's get into it. Let's get some penetrant in there. I got this brake clean with the power jet nozzle. Let's see what this does. Oh, good Lord. I like it. Yes, this isn't penetrant. I'm just cleaning it up a little. Alright, we'll let that dry for a second and then spray it everywhere. I might do a little vice grip garage rebuild under here. Rebuilding, rebuilding, new leaf springs, new differential. Some of you know what I'm talking about. Oh, God. I don't know if you can, it's just, look at the powder. Don't breathe that. Good grief. Alright, so, let's clean this up a little. I'll get you guys in here. Ooh. Alright, so obviously these are your brake shoes. That's your wheel cylinder. That, when you push on the brake, pushes those out, pushes the pads out against the drum, and then you're good. Hopefully, if you still have pads. Down in here is that star adjuster. I don't know if you can see it, but that's how you set how far out your pads start. Now most cars have a automatic adjuster in there, but you want to get it to an initial position where it's just dragging the drums a little bit, and then the car will do the rest on its own. Hold down springs, return springs, parking brake. This is your parking brake arm. So when you push on the parking brake or pull the handbrake up, it pulls this and shoves it out. And there's return springs, and there's one there. There's one up here, but I think it's a little hidden at the moment. So let's start taking everything apart. Alright, so first, that adjuster arm for the star wheel. There's a little spring here. Take that off. I'll take the lever out. Come on. There we go. There's the lever and return spring for the lever. Now, I'm going to want to get in here, turn this wheel to contract the brake shoes. Am I going the right way? You tell me. So that is going to, like I said, retractive shoes. Let's see if I can get the spring off with this. That's a hefty spring. Oh. Ooh. There we go. Alright, so those pulled away from the wheel cylinder. And these hold it back to the backing plate. Parking brake return spring. Get off there. Parking brake return spring. That's what this is right here. It's your parking brake lever. The cable comes in through the back, pulls on it, pulls on the spring, pulls on the arm, pushes these out. Parking brake. I might know what I'm doing. Maybe. There's your hold down spring. Let's get this side. Let's see what happens. There we go. Dirty already. It's unacceptable. Alright, so that's one off. These are bent. Perfect. I've got new ones. Alright. Got those separated off of there. That was a chore. So, here's the new adjuster and everything. I'm going to put some brake lube on here and on here. Put them together. Pretty simple. The rest of it, pretty annoying. Good? Yeah, sure. Again, sure. Hardware is it. Full hardware back. Alright, before I forget, get some brake lube on these spots here. Alright, so this is going to go in here. Okay, alright, spring goes in the hole here, that holds there, and like that, just like that. I put the C-clips on here. So these little clips, they come as horseshoes. You put them in, and then you squeeze the two sides, and they'll never, ever come off. There's the old one. Pain in the butt. Let's get the parking brake cable reattached to the lever. Come on now. Definitely doesn't help that my fingers are covered in brake lube. Alright. We got that part reconnected. Come on. Can't see nothing. There it is. Yes, they make a tool for this. Yes, I have one. No, it's not here. That's okay. Come on. Quit turning. Ugh. Okay, so that's held in place. Time for this small spring down here. Now, need to get this lined up just right, and gotta get this spring over there. This is where 14 hands come in handy. Alright, let's see if I can't get that spring on. That was a fight, but I got it. Next. Come on. You were just there. There's no need to fight me. You're just going to your home. That's all. Okay, stay. Let's see. Lower return spring. Where's my hoo-ha? There it is. Alright, I'm gonna clean this up. And it'll be time to put the new drum on. I'll bring it back in a second. Alright, so we got the new drum on here. As you can see, it turns. So what we need to do is that star wheel that we put in, that's your adjuster. So we will adjust it out through the hole in the back here until it grabs the drums and won't turn. Once we see that it's grabbed the drum, we'll back it off 10 or 15 teeth and then we'll be done. Like and subscribe. I got a whole nother side to do. Perfect. Next week, I think I'm gonna be doing revamping my front bumper. I think you guys have seen it. Paint's all chipped up. So I got new LED fog lights and we're gonna repaint it. It's a spray bomb, but it can be done. Anyway, like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.